Hello, everyone, and welcome to UglyKatsuki's Month of Horror, Day 3. Yeah, I should probably stop doing that. Yeah, so this is Day 3 of my Month of Horror series, and my mom's talking to me, yet I told her that I am busy. Shit. But yeah. I should probably edit that out, but I'm not going to. So anyways, the this movie that I'm going to be reviewing is a movie called Serum. Now, when you look at the cover of this movie, well, when I looked at the cover of this movie, I got it looked good. It gave me like it kind of made me excited. It looked very kind of simplistic, the cover, but yet just the simplicity alone sort of said like, oh, this is going to be kind of creepy, because it's just a hand with like just holding a syringe, and and the title is very short and sweet. It's just called Serum, so you kind of wonder what it's going to be about. And granted, compared to the other two movies, this one probably is one of the better ones. Though it does some things good, it also does some things that are bad. But let's talk about the plot. The plot. Whew. How do I do this? Okay. Because I don't want to spoil too much, and unfortunately, you kind of have to tell almost everything, because I'm going to tell you the problem with this movie first, actually. The problem with this movie, okay, the good part is, compared to the other two movies, the acting in this movie is a lot better. They actually got some pretty decent actors and actresses and whatever to do the parts and the roles, and they all do it pretty well, because I didn't go to the B-movie section anymore. I went to a different area, and, I was happy to at least see people actually trying acting for a change, because it was kind of awful like listening to very bad acting for like the last two movies, and I have to do this for a whole month, so I certainly don't want to keep watching really shitty movies. Now, the problem with this movie is, which ties in with the plot, is that it takes forever for this plot to start. It takes forever. It takes about a third for the plot to actually start, and the last third of the movie is when all the action finally kicks in. So you got your first part. So it's divided into three parts. The first part is boring. It's boring. It's not even a good story. The second part is when things get a little bit more interesting, and that's when they could have just cut the first 30 minutes. And then the last part is when everything kind of starts happening. But by the time you finish the first hour or so, I personally got very bored. Everything was so slow, so boring. It took forever for the movie to pick up, and by that time I was on my couch, and I was kind of already dozing off, because this movie was really, really boring. It wasn't crappy acting, and and I guess the effects were okay, but no, this movie's problem, it's just very slow to actually pick up to the action and things. Yeah. But okay, simply put, you got your main guy, and he's, I guess, trying to be a doctor, and then everything's all hunky-dory, and he's all happy and stuff until a certain accident. Now his uncle, who's trying to create this serum to kind of cure cancer, ends up having a bit of a side effect, and he uses the serum on his nephew who's in the accident, and then things don't really turn out very well. So basically that's the whole plot. I just saved you like 30, 40 minutes of useless dialogue. Because a lot of this movie kind of revolves around this guy's life, and it's almost as if the whole horror aspect or this whole serum thing is just a little plot line that kind of just brings all these people together, but not really in a good way. It's just to kind of make things a little bit more interesting. But by the time this thing actually kicks in, it's already kind of boring for me already. So, I wasn't all too pleased with the movie overall. Unfortunately, I still haven't found that okay or actually pretty good horror movie. Which is a shame because, I had high hopes for this. I thought this was gonna save me from Thanksgiving and Monstered, but I guess I was wrong. So, I don't know. I guess I could recommend people watching it. It's certainly a lot better to watch than other movies that are out there, Has decent acting, compared to the other two. But I still got a whole month, so I have no idea what I'm gonna run into. I could run into potentially really god awful movies, or probably some that really stand out and really shine really good. But unfortunately, not today. Yeah, the poster really did throw me off. I mean, it's about a serum and everything, but it just wasn't as creepy as the poster made it look like. Is there anything else that I wanted to point out? This might end up being a very short review, well, compared to the other two. Yeah, the plot line's pretty simple. The acting's decent. Effects are okay. The horror aspect, not really. It's not really a scary movie at all. Ending's kind of yeah. It's biggest problem with the movie. It's boring, very very boring, and that if if you don't mind watching these people talk about their miserable lives and like how one guy's trying to get back with his girlfriend, but the girlfriend's kind of like, well, I'm kind of seeing this other guy, and and he's kind of like, take me back and blah 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 and all this other stuff before he actually gets the serum and becomes all jacked up, then go ahead and watch it. Otherwise, if you're gonna be bored like I did, then spare yourself this movie, because I don't know, it was boring, just like this review. This review is boring. It's boring me. It's probably boring all of you too. So you know what, I'll just keep it at that. Probably don't watch this movie, but I guess if you had to choose between Thanksgiving and Monstered and this movie Serum, between the three so far, because I still haven't done any more movies yet, go with Thanksgiving first. You'd probably think I'd say like go for Serum, then go for Serum, then go for Monstered. If like in terms of quality, I guess I put Thanksgiving first because that was just more funny because it was so bad. But I don't know, this one's okay. It's decent, it's okay, but it's boring. That's bottom line. So anyways, I can only say so much how boring this movie is, so I better not bore you guys to death. So I'll keep it at that. And yeah, hopefully I'll get a better movie next for day 4. Anyways, this is UglyKatsuki, and thanks for listening.